Hello guys, welcome back to episode 2 of my Schistocerca Alveare playthrough on Stellaris. And today, well, we're going to be hopefully colonizing a new planet. Let's just unpause it and continue on our way straight away. Last time I went over most of the UI, so if you are interested in that, then please head back to the original first episode and check out basically everything about the game. I tried to go through it as much as possible. There are a few things that I still have to talk about, but we'll get there eventually. We need to make sure that my construction ship starts to work on new stations. So we're going to set a mining station up on Verlgatz, and that will provide us with extra energy income in order for us to maintain new mining stations over mineral income. And that's something we just got to wait for. Our units are continuously going backwards and forwards, and as you can see, we're sort of getting like this green hue. That's mainly because of the sort of essence of the universe, but it's also representing our line of sight and what we've explored. So yeah, that's basically it. So on the map here, something that I didn't mention last time is you do get this sort of these icons. You have your own fleet icon, which is the green one, and the hostile fleet icon, which is the red one. If we go to the place here, we can see that that is a void cloud, and I know that obviously because I've played the game before, but you do research these, and yeah, that's about it. Right, well, I need to actually tell that to come back before they get engaged, because that was their last order, and I do not want them to engage this void cloud. As you can see, this number represents the strength. Currently the strength of my fleet is 75, the strength of this void cloud is 178, so we do not want to engage that because it's very likely that we'll lose. Now we can see all of the solar systems with potential enemies or threats in them by this exclamation mark, and that gives us hostile intel and tells us what there is in that system. So currently it's just a lot of aliens around us. We haven't bumped into any other life just yet. Nothing sentient anyway. Anyway, let's move on. I'm just going to get my fleet to orbit around Schistoron, because I do not require them to explore anywhere else at the moment. I've explored all of the settlements or solar systems I can currently go to. Now I could get my construction ship to build a wormhole generator in another solar system so that I can continue to travel further, but you'll see where exactly I do it soon enough.
System survey complete.
Because I sort of want to maintain the lore behind the hive system, I'm probably only going to have wormhole drives where my planets are. That's basically the idea, unless I need to build one to destroy a nation or something like that. So anyway, my science ship completed the survey here, so we're going to now survey that system. I'm also going to shift order some more surveys, and on top of that I'm also going to select my spaceport, which is used to build new ships and create a science ship. So that's going to take 55 days. And you can see in the top right we're currently advancing at about a day a second on normal speed. We can of course speed that up by clicking the plus there, and then we'll go at like 1.5 a second or something like that. And here are our mining stations. They are what is gaining us these resources. So we are on plus 13 minerals per turn at the moment. We must keep an eye on our research progress. Currently we are 26 months away from researching the New Worlds Protocol, which will allow us to build colony ships, and then when that is near to finishing, I'm going to want to save minerals so that I can build a colony ship as soon as possible. Colony ships require 350 minerals, so that's what I'm going to be waiting for.
Anomaly found.
So we've discovered an anomaly. We are actually going to research that with our science ship. We have a new science ship that's being built. I need a scientist to actually run it. So I'm going to recruit a new one using some influence. And I'm going to just hover over the traits quickly. And I'm actually going to take this guy, the expertise voidcraft. And what I'm going to do is go into technology here. I'm going to switch out this guy who has expertise with rocketry with the guy who has expertise in voidcraft, and that's because that bonus matches with the technology and will give us the plus 10%. So we failed with the anomaly there, which sucks, but oh well. We're going to select this science ship and use this guy here with the rocketry. And then we're going to use him to survey. So let's go and survey that system. And survey that system. He can survey that system as well. Okay, so this little planet icon next to the solar system shows you the potentially habitable worlds on each solar system. They only pop up if you have detailed map mode. And what I'm going to do is I can zoom into this system and I can see that there is a couple of desert worlds in this solar system that's very close to mine. So I can colonize those. And they are pretty big worlds as well by the looks of things. You can kind of tell by their relative size how many tiles you are going to be able to colonize. Each planet does have a different number of colonizable tiles depending on their size, basically. So basically your original world is almost, well, I think always 12 tiles. And then they can be a maximum of like 6 tiles across, so 6 by 6, which is 36 tiles, I think. Unless my maths is wrong. Oh, I think that's right. 6 times 6 is 36. Yeah, mental arithmetic, never been my strong point, as some of you may know. But I think that was right. What we're going to need to do now, though, is check out this quest kind of thing. Habitable World Survey. We now know, without a doubt, that a thriving biosphere is not something unique to Schistoceran. Both the scientific community and the public at large are eager to learn more about the various forms of alien life found throughout the galaxy. Efforts to catalogue the life forms we encounter are already underway, but our xenobiologists, sorry about that, have urged us to focus our planetary survey efforts on habitable, life-bearing worlds. Okay, so we finally got through that. We are going to have a commendable initiative choice there, because basically we get bonuses once we have discovered a certain amount of habitable worlds.
Complete.
And by surveying the systems, we reveal them. So that desert world is 80% habitable for Schistocercans, and if I click on it, it will show us how many tiles available. So here we have 12 tiles, 13 tiles, and I could have just looked at it there. It does tell you 13 tiles, and we can land on that planet and colonize it, basically, because we have the green planet system by it. These red ones are habitable, but we haven't researched the technology. Now the green numbers underneath are the resources that we are exploiting currently. But anyway, let's build all mining stations here, because we have enough resources too, and that's quite a good idea. We are going to research that anomaly. Researching anomalies gives you a numerous amount of things. Many of the rewards can be like bonuses to technology, also new ship types, not necessarily permanent ship types, just like it gives you a ship. What's this? Ah, okay, so this is an example of one of the anomalies being complete. Immense ragged planes of shadow drift across Osmodin 5's face. They are cast not by clouds, but by sheets of organic material drifting through the upper layers of the atmosphere, hinged, or rather jointed, to allow for a small degree of articulation. Science Officer Orb Fulg is as yet unwilling to say whether these things are flora or fauna, or what possible purpose, if any, their elaborate shadow casting might serve. So, adds the shadow play modifier to Osmodin 5, which gives us +6 research per turn if we create a research station on that planet. So, aside from making mining stations, you can also make research stations, and
complete.
That would be a good place to put one now, because it gives you +6 society research. Now we've finished our research, and we can now build colony ships. So we need to select a new research. I paused it currently, and there's a reason for that. But we need to choose a new research. So I'm going to first get the genome mapping, because the +10% food allows us to grow a lot quicker, and the +10% leader lifespan is also pretty useful for keeping high level dudes for longer. Or leaders, I should probably call them, not dudes. Now, the reason I paused it was because I want to almost cancel this guy's queue so that I can get some minerals back. So if we just cancel that, we can unpause it. He will finish building the construction ship here, and we now currently have 311 minerals. We need 350 to create a colony ship, and then we will do so immediately. Edic Monolithic. This is sort of like a quest, I guess. We have found, with an anomaly research, some new monoliths. So, NF2 is uninhabited, and indeed uninhabitable, but not unvisited. Its surface is littered with tall cenotaphs carved from some mineral not native to the planet, evidently placed here by some artistically inclined spacefaring race. The monoliths' flowing lines deftly chart a history so fantastical it must surely be fictional. Surely. Okay, so we are going to image them for the archives, just because I know that they are beautiful leads to something that's not very useful for our nation. So we're just going to take that 120 engineering research, it will add it to the stockpile of our engineering research, and that will then be added monthly to our overall research. Right, now that we've got the society research anyway, what I'm going to do is turn off our edict that we had running. That one there. And that will balance out our research again. So our construction ship has finished. I'm just going to tell him to orbit around Schistoron for now. And we will build now a construction ship, or colony ship, sorry. So if we just go to build, colony ship, there we go. So currently we're gaining 17 minerals per month, which is pretty good actually. When we finish the colony ship, it will cost us a large amount of maintenance. So we will probably go down to -7 energy per month, especially when we start to colonize another planet. So what I need to do actually is get my construction ship, once we have enough minerals, to create mining stations over energy bearing planets.
Anomaly found.
So here we have an anomaly we would like to research. I don't particularly care about the research risk early on. Doesn't really make much of a difference unless you lose a scientist, which can be really annoying. But I'm just looking here as to where I would like to place my first colony. So this desert world over here isn't actually very good, mainly because I'd like to be able to place my initial colony ship in the middle somewhere, because when you upgrade it, it gives you adjacent tile bonuses. So putting them in the middle at the start is much better. And this one doesn't have any like initial food output.
Science ship under attack.
And well, critical failure. We have agitated some aliens, and it is time for us to leave.
System survey complete.
We emergency FTL'd out of there, thank God. But now we have enemy aliens that are a problem. So I believe that was just here. What we can do is get our attack swarm to go and attack them. And they had only 48 strength, so we can get a little bit of combat in here and you guys can see what that's like. So for our next physics research, we are going to get increased survey speed, very useful early on. See my military ships moving on, and we have discovered Epsilon aliens. So I need to fix up the ship, so we're going to click the repair fleet button. That will fly back to the spaceport and get fixed up. Over here we need to get our ships to go and attack whatever this is, a space whale. And hopefully we will win. But here we have what looks like a fleet from another nation. 272 strength there. They have 10 corvettes, I only have 3. So it looks like I'm going to want to start to build more ships soon. That might be an advanced nation. So let's build a couple more corvettes. Looks like they are destroying those space whales for me. Okay, well we're going to travel back to Turbocore. And it seems as though those ships use hyperspace technology. Because hyperspace technology, they can move from any location in a solar system to another solar system. Right, we've completed our colony ship, and our income has gone negative. So I'm just going to pause it a sec whilst I figure out which planet I would like to colonize. So this one, wow, that's a pretty nice planet in terms of the resources that it gives. If we go to the planetary summary, we see that's 18 tiles. This one is also 18 tiles, but has some negative modifiers. But then again, is it easier to colonize? Probably not, actually. So ideally, I want to be able to colonize on a central tile, which has 4 adjacent tiles. But doesn't look like I'm going to be able to. So I might just have to settle for deploying onto one of these tiles with the 2 minerals and 1 food. I think initially it removes the mineral output, but when you upgrade to a planetary administration, you get that mineral output back. So let's grab our colony ship and we will colonize that planet. We will select that tile just there. Yeah, let's go for it. And then we will start to take a lot of energy out of our bank. Okay, so negative balance, we know about that, so we can just right click that and get rid of it. Repairs complete for our science ship, so they can now continue to survey the systems that they were surveying. And my other science ship is finished with its task, so let's go survey some more systems with that one as well. Fantastic. So once we use our colony ship to colonize that planet, we will gain more influence. So this big orange circle is our influence, and whatever it covers, whatever solar systems it covers, are under our control. So when we colonize Enif, we will probably start to control Osmodin, Ezak, and Akanar if we're lucky, although I don't think that will be quite in range. And we can also build on planets in those solar systems. Any solar systems outside of your influence, you can't build on or benefit from the buildings.
Construction complete.
I think you can still build on them, it's just not worth it.
System survey complete.
Right, let's build the mining station on Verl Bakod to help with our energy income. My colony ship is currently flying to NF3. We've built a couple more ships, so let's get them to merge and create a bigger fleet. If we click the merge button, actually that was the split button, that's not what I want to do. The first Schistocerca colony. Okay, let's just merge these quick. And let's read this. Our colony ship has gently touched down by the outskirts of a large oasis on Verl Takur. Situated at the foot of a large mountain, this ideal location provides shelter from the wind and has easy access to the water. The ship has been permanently converted into the administrative headquarters of the new settlement, and its reactor core is in the process of being removed so that it may serve as the colony's temporary power source. Hundreds of small tents and prefab shelters have sprung up around the former starship's massive hull as colonists begin to disembark in large numbers. The first Schistocerca city on an alien world. So a great day, we get some extra engineering research, wonderful. So that's our ships, they have merged now, we now have 5 of them, very cool. And if we head back to this solar system, we can see that we've now colonized the system. And now we have a transmission from the Kroldor Prime, or Kroldar Prime. So this is our first contact with any sentient race. So they are the Kroll Sovereign Tribes. So Inquisitor Rald Nick and the rest of the religious council demands your attention, heathen creatures. We provide spiritual guidance to the Kroll Sovereign Tribes, and our intention is to lead this great nation on a path to salvation. Do not defile this path with your presence, alien. That's not very nice. So, our superior collective greets you, Kroll, our warriors salute you, Kroll, or we will fight for our right to exist, Kroll. Yes, we will. Okay, so we selected that. First alien encounter. The news that we have encountered intelligent alien life for the first time has been received with mixed feelings by our populace. This confirms what we had long suspected. We are not alone in this galaxy. Each new alien species we encounter represents both an opportunity and a threat. We must be wary. These particular Xenos have a level of technology similar to our own, indicating that we achieved spaceflight at roughly the same time. Okay, so if we now go out to the galaxy map, we can find out where they are. And they are literally just below us. So they could be a target very early on for our troops. That is quite interesting. So we won't be able to go into their lands now. And all of the systems here will be inaccessible unless we get military access. They've actually established an embassy for the future betterment of Kroll Schistocercan diplomacy.
Anomaly found.
Basically what they've done is they are improving their relations with me over time. That is pretty much it. So over here we can see we have colonized the planet. It costs 8 energy per turn, and as that increases so will our influence radius, and you can see already we have now influence over Osmodin. So, comet sighted. Groups of Schistocerca watched a comet streak across the sky of Schistoron. The appearance of this lonely stellar object caused seemingly disproportionate distress, and Schistocerca turned to Schistocerca for assurance that they are not alone. They are convinced that this is a sign of the coming isolation and splintering of the Schistocercan society. So for 6 months we now get minus 15% happiness. Wonderful random event there. Okay. So that's going to be quite frustrating to deal with, but we have more work to do. So let's go to Osmodin 2 with our construction ship and build a mining station to get more energy from there. From another anomaly, by the looks of things, we have found an abandoned amusement park. The structures on Akanar 3 are not as old as we first believed. It seemed to be a playground or amusement park of some sort. Science officer Ober Tazan notes that many of the contraptions are highly complex creations that we can learn much from, and that to the builder's alien eyes, this might have been a cutting-edge sensor array, or even a gigantic art installation. Regardless, to us Schistocerca, it looks mostly like a place where you would take your young and let them amuse themselves. Intriguing. So we get extra society research and energy research. Or engineering research, sorry. So because we're getting so much extra bonus engineering research, you can see we've completed our engineering research that we were currently working on. And now what I'm going to do is research Betharian refining because it allows us to reveal Betharian stone, which is a strategic resource, and knowing where that is early on is good for helping us with our energy income later on. So my construction ship's heading to Osmodin 2, then I'm going to create a research station at Osmodin 5 because that gives us 5 society research. And then what I'm going to do is go to Akmal 3 and create probably a mining station there. Then we'll probably save again for another colony ship. Once the colony here actually has finished, it doesn't give you any negative modifiers initially. So the 8 per turn that we are currently spending on creating this colony will no longer be in effect. But anyway, guys, that has seemed to be my time. So if you guys are enjoying this, then please make sure to subscribe. I will be uploading daily. So yeah, just make sure that you keep an eye out for new episodes, and I hope you enjoy them. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.